When I heard on the news driving that it was the new section, my heart sank because we had just seen the new section with him and his wife and son in July, and he showed us his new office, which he was so proud of. And of course I still had hopes he was someplace else. He was always called off to strategic meetings and whatnot. So it wasn't until I got home on that Wednesday when the military people pulled in right behind me and explained that Dave was just missing news of his demise. So there was still hope. But the Lord had spoken to me in South Carolina, stating in a very sincere message and I heard it not verbally but in my mind as I woke up that morning. I could have taken him when he was 6, when he had this terrible convulsion and stopped breathing, but I gave you all those years of his music. So in my heart I woke up thanking and praising the Lord, but just asking me for a little more time, please. But in my heart I knew God wouldn't have given me that message if there was any hope.
So David was a star to us our whole life. So here, this past June we went through, he was supposed to retire from the military, 45 years old, he would have been 45. And he was going to pursue his dream as a composer and hopefully go to Broadway and write plays. And so it really hit us that his whole life he planned that he was going to get into music someday. It was on the back burner until he finished his military career. And he never got to fulfill those dreams. And so for us to talk about moving closer together, that was one of our dreams. And we thought, well, someday we'll all do this, but we never, he never got to do his someday, his plans, his dreams, get to live those out. So we feel like if we don't act on it, we don't know if we have tomorrow. And there's no guarantees, and it was the big wake-up call for our family.
One of the last things that we collectively as a family did at the Columbarium, place where the ashes of the heroes reside at Arlington National Cemetery. I was the last one to leave that area, and I discovered that the little door to the cubicle in which the ashes would remain was open, and the Arlington employee who carried the beautifully engraved brass box containing Colonel Scaliger's ashes had just sort of stuck it into the opening. It was askew, it was not perfectly centered and everything. And being of military mind and a body, I reached in there and I took the box and I centered it perfectly within the cubicle. And on the box was inscribed David Martin Scales, Colonel, U.S. Army, birthday, death date, a few dancing notes, and then subsequently at the bottom, heaven's newest composer. And his wife Tricia had purchased this commercially. She did not like the one that the government was going to employ, and so she had this one purchased commercially with all of these beautiful inscriptions on it. And on the top of the box, now she had placed a memento that would mean something to both David and her. And also his son Ashton placed a significant little toy that he had received from his dad. And I saw these, and there wasn't much I could say or do about it other than just voice out loud, David, your dear and beautiful son, this is the last time I'm going to pat you on the head. Hope, 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 on the box. And I walked away.